Morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. Welcome to our last day of Soul's Calling in our meditation and wisdom, actually, research here. So I'm going to begin just by going just briefly through Soul's Calling and what that means. And then I'm going to end with a relaxation and then hopefully connecting to the most important soul, your soul, which is that unique fingerprint of the divine love of God. As I say, God and love are synonymous. They are one and the same. And also to know thyself and know the wisdom of the wonderful spiritual heart and beingness of who you are is our most important task here on this planet. So as I go within right now, or actually I'm not going to relax us in for just a moment or so, I'm going to bring up and talk about what we know about our soul. And so far is what I believe, and it is a brief overview. There is so much, like everything else, there is so much more wisdom here. So this is just the cliff notes, as I say. So the soul actually is incorruptible, immutable, and it comes into a bodysuit for its learning ability on this earth. And my understanding is that when you are incarnated on this earthly plane, the soul is incarnated into a certain specific situation or anything. It's because you've chosen it before, because it's a learning lesson for you, a learning lesson to deepen and give you a chance to be remembering who you are, to know thyself, and to become and connect to the wisdom and love of the one, the one, the one, expressing perfectly in and through and as you. So it's no coincidence that you're here, and it's no coincidence that you are here with a soul group. And when I say a soul group, it is like you've chosen to be a member. And usually how you know this as a soul group, and I'm so sorry, I'm still recovering from a cold. And the only time I cough is when I speak. So in this, I apologize. And so I'm always surprised when I start talking in the morning and I'm coughing. I did have the COVID test again. I've had both of my shots. I had the COVID test and I'm negative, negative, negative. So when you come into the soul group, it's like your spirit family. And all the souls are there that are like you, were cut from that same energetic cloth because you have come in for a specific mission and purpose to achieve a part of a greater and bigger vision for the universe. So I apologize. So all the members of your soul group vibrate within a certain frequency, and our souls are in harmony with that vibration. And it's often chosen, again, before you were born, as I've said. And it comes in with these different personalities and the members of your soul. Now that soul group, it's like a quilt. We are part of the energetic threads of the oversoul, of the wonderful, the universal blanket of the whole life right here and right now. And our thread is very important in that. And then within that quilt, so to speak, we have a section that we've come into, and those are the groups of our soul friends. They are kindred spirits almost as they come to us. And the group is also filled with soul mates. And there's often a strong, how we know our soul mates is there's a strong chemistry when you meet them, a connection or familiarity upon meeting. And there are different levels and types of soulmates that we come in with. They can be family, they can be teachers, enemies, and even chance encounters. There are no finite rules surrounding how a member of your soul group will come into your life and become also a soul mate. But usually they mirror or have a similar life experience as you. They highlight your personality traits. which actually help you grow. They may be the ones you're not so happy with and the ones you love. They help you to turn your weaknesses into strengths. They help balance out your energy and show a different side of life. And they help you find patience, understanding, and compassion. They also will really get into the deepest part of you and allow you to shine that light into that which is bothering you and to reveal your healing and let go of certain events or emotions. And you can work together to create, brainstorm ideas, or bring visions into life together. They help you on your path right when you need it. It is a divine timing thing. And right when the divine timing is, you will meet and you will come together, and they will help advance your soul and your soul's journey. And usually you end up working together in simpatico and in the support of global causes for a bigger vision. So a lot of us have twin flames too walking on this planet. They are almost the perfect mirror of you. And you may all, absolutely, you may meet that twin flame in this lifetime, or it may be another lifetime, another experience. So we are all vibrating at that higher frequency and vibration when we feel connected and when we recognize we're on this similar mission on this earthly dimension. So if you think everyone moving through your life with a higher frequency you would understand and connect with, we would all understand that we are all energy here to pursue a similar mission on earth. And in many ways, this idea of a line between one human and the next reveals that we are all one and the same. No matter what you think of the opposition, so to speak, the opposition is there for you to shine your light and become in that oneness, in that balance of the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the ups and the downs, and realize that they're all there for your soul's growth. Also, I see us as energetic, beautiful threads. And so our thread, it may be that in our soul group, if we use the rainbow approach and know that every color of the rainbow is in our soul group, you may be vibrating in the frequency of a certain color. But yet you'll see kindred spirits who are also like you and awakened, but they come across your life path, and yet they may not vibrate at the same vibrational rate, but they are around us. Now, there's only one exception to this, and the exception is that some people actually are from a different galaxy. I know this is going to sound woo-woo to you, but somewhat foreign, and I wonder if sometimes autism fits into this soul group and this soul vibration sometimes. These are people commonly referred to as star seeds, and they come from a different time and space dimension to help aid Earth in their own unique way. And they come from their own galaxies, but often they even have come in looking for soul mates, and they experience many different ways and kindred spirits and soulmates that come across their path, and yet they will respond in different ways. So the biggest thing that we learn from all of this is that there's no separation. There is physical separation when we leave our soul, our body, and go on back into the heaven world and into another body eventually, or wherever we go. But we are always, as I say, everyone we meet is a kindred spirit, a soulmate, and in our soul group. Whether you are meeting them as a life partner, or you are a lifelong friend, or you are meeting them at the store. Sometimes you have flashbacks when you see them. This has happened to me. My own most recent experience has been my husband made his transition very short time for soul being reborn again in the heaven world, and I've always been in communication. I know this sounds funny, but I came in talking to the dead, and I didn't know that. I thought everybody did this. It's just that fine line, that vibrational fine line that helps me and opens me up and awakens me to whatever side it is, the right side of the brain or left side of the brain, or the balance of the brain. But my grandson, who I think is about 18, 19 months old now, I have to do the math, was going to be born on Valentine's Day, or just before. Actually, it was the beginning of February, and he ended up being born on my birthday, February 23rd. He was very late, and I talked to Patrick, and I said, in the heaven world, my husband and I said, and I know this is one of those woo-woo stories, but I said, if this is your soul coming back, then you're going to be born, then Ronan, my grandson, will be born on my birthday. Sure enough, he was like 3.5 weeks late, I believe, much to my daughter's dismay, and was born on my birthday. Now, is he the same? Do we recognize one another? Of course, I recognize him as a baby and the spirit within him, but he is a different vibration than Patrick was. I can already tell. And so my description of this in my own way is, yes, it is his soul in the same body, but with a different karmic path. And one of the things is that my husband had a very difficult childhood growing up, and Ronan has the most perfect, loving, supportive parents. And so he came in with a new karmic path to learn more things than he did in his previous past life. So whether, it doesn't matter whether you believe this, but what is important to me is that I feel that connection to him and all. So no matter how deeply we know and connect with someone on a soulmate, what we think is a level, our soul group member, it's a person that's part of our group. And you can feel when you're with them like you've known them your whole life. So let us now just go within. We're going to relax within. We did this on the flip side this time. So we're just going to relax within. We're going to breathe. We're going to see that energy coming up from the bottom of our feet, grounding us in this third dimensional planet, because we are here to experience this third dimension. Feel that light. See it anchored beneath our feet all the way down, down, down to the middle earth. See it anchored there. And then coming up through the soles of the feet, to the ankles, to the calves, to the knees, filling and relaxing each part of the body. Coming up and filling the hips, the thighs, the root chakra. Just relaxing in. And if you're lying down or sitting up or even standing, just relax in. Now the energy comes up to the solar plexus, actually the sacral chakra beneath the belly button, the beautiful orange sacral chakra, and up above the belly button into the solar plexus, wrapping around, relaxing vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, opening up the beautiful heart chakra, beautiful green, emerald green heart chakra, where I always see just that flower opening up. And there can be an entity in there. It can just be the beauty of the lotus opening up. So coming on up, wrapping around your shoulders, relaxing the shoulders in, dropping the shoulders, rolling them back, feeling safe, supported, fully supported wherever you are. Feel yourself deep, the weight in your chair, deep, deep, deep. wrapping around the chest, the back, going down, relaxing. Just relaxing the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the hands, going out the hands. And feeling that energetic presence flowing through the hands. They may even feel vibrational energy right now. And that is your spiritual directive wands right here, your energetic wands in Reiki. So directing the energy to an area of the body that you'd like to reveal its wholeness. So obviously, I'm putting this on my throat right now and my head. To reveal the wholeness and wellness and clarity of mind, body, soul working together in and through and as for my highest health. Now that energy comes up the neck, back the crown chakra, shoots out the top of the crown chakra, just like a beautiful water fountain of light, connecting to the heaven world and beyond all the dimensions, bringing the third dimension all the way up and out into all the universes, surrounding us from the bottom to the top, to the left, to the right, front to the back, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. Just totally, we are standing on holy ground, for we are the holy, being filled as we breathe in this energy and enliven it, electrify it. Send the vibration even higher right now. With on the in-breath, God is, love is. Big, deep breath. On the in-breath, and an I am on the out-breath. For as I stay in this oneness, know that in this oversoul, if you're listening to this, we have decided to connect in this moment. It is a divine right timing moment, right here and right now. As we raise the vibration within ourselves and all in our radius. And 1, 2 more breaths in silently. What love is, I am. Love is, I am. And just fully relaxed, feeling heavy and empty at the same time, and yet open to discovering more of the great beyond within, not only within the self, but in your kindred spirit soul group, your soulmates waiting to connect in this earthly experience, and those that have already shown up in their familiarity and that instantaneous aha love and connection. And for all the souls that have challenged us, that have come into our lives and challenged us, made us step up our game, so to speak. All the ones who have loved us unconditionally. For all those who come in as a soul group member that are sharing the same physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental levels that you do in your highest vibration. And this intense and spiritual bond goes way beyond having the same opinions, tastes, or hobbies. It goes beyond sharing hobbies and connections, opinions, politics, religion. You feel it in your heart. And your kindred spirits, your soulmates, you feel good when you're around them. You don't feel drained. Whenever you're spending time with them, you feel energetically uplifted. And you are naturally attracted to them. You feel connected to their soul. And when you are in that beingness, the best thing is to give in to that attraction. To explore it and harness and channel your focus productively. And in that connection, you let go, you let love and God allow you to be your vulnerable, purest, childlike, innocent self as you celebrate each other's authenticity. Someone you don't need to hide or pretend with. And knowing that even if they fade away, so to speak, move away, physically move into the heaven world, you never lose touch with them. The idea of them, the thoughts of them, even on the physical path, in the body, you will keep emerging with them over and over and over again. And you will feel comfortable and safe looking into their eyes, even if it's only for a brief moment. And you will be grateful that they're challenging you in your old ways of thinking, questioning you on what holds you back and pushes you towards finding fulfillment and achieving your goals. And when you find them, hold them in your heart. So look, as we close here today in this meditation, look and see what soul members you've found in your soul group. Those who you feel like you've known forever. Those you immediately connect with without knowing why. Those you connect with on a deep heart level. It's part of your soul family. when with you they will be more connected to the soul than connected to the ego. They are more interested in ego, less interested in the ego-centered pursuits that go along with the physicality of life, fame, status, money, aggrandizement. Instead, they will be more heart-centered, soul-centered, more interested in conscious living, meditation, healthy eating, yoga, helping the environment. And even though they may not be just like you will get their big heart and be magically drawn to them. For you both speak the same language. Many times you're on the same page. Sometimes your connection will feel absolutely timeless. In that strange sense of recognition and familiarity. You feel energized around them. Feel energetically uplifted. And magically they appear in your life when you most need guidance. Time is completely relative when you speak with someone from your soul family group. Time disappears. And on the flip side, sometimes challenging you will include creating difficult circumstances for you to learn from, usually unconsciously, or being brutally honest. They are here to help you grow. They have sacrificed themselves to help you grow. To help you be your raw, authentic, childlike, innocent self. And so when ready, allow in your heart and your mind, your soul family, to emerge. And synchronistically, I guarantee you'll be together. The old joke is you can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. Once you feel ready to meet them, you need to start actively pursuing the encounter. How you do that is listening to your intuition and your gut feelings, and then allowing the open heart to guide you to step outside your comfort zone. And although you might come, your soul group may come from different cultures, races, different backgrounds, you'll immediately sense an ancient, strong connection in your bones, blood, and very soul. one thing I can guarantee is each soul member is here to teach you a lesson and catalyze your spiritual awakening. And so, in this spiritual renaissance that the world is going through right now, I am knowing that you are comfortably well loved, well understood, and connected with a soul family that is helping you grow not only at an individual level, but also a collective level. Each plan, each path is equally as important in the overall evolution of the wholeness of who you are. And so knowing as we leave here today, this week, you are open and receptive for this profound experience of a new way of relating to others on a soul level. And your life is changed, not only on the outer, but the deep beyond within, the inner, knowing thyself, awakening to thyself, and the magnificence of who you are. And so it is. Namaste, peace out. I love each and every one of you. Mwah! God is the only way, love is the only way. See you on the flip side. Bye.